This Shabbat is Shabbat Chanukah. On Chanukah, there is an interesting halacha. We all know that we have to light the Chanukah menorah every day of Chanukah, and we add an extra light. And there's a great discussion in the Talmud about exactly where you have to place the menorah. In the old days, it was placed on the outside of the home. Today, we put it inside our home. But the Talmud tells us that it should actually be placed low, within a few tefachim, within a few handbreadths from the floor. Now that's strange, because usually when it comes to lighting a candle, a lantern, you put it in a high position so that the light will dissipate. But here, it teaches us that you put it down low. And the simple understanding of this halakha is that that's precisely the point. Because Chanukah candles are not there to provide illumination. Chanukah candles are there, lefarsem et hanes, to publicize the miracle to as many people as possible. And therefore, by putting it low, people will see that that's not there for light. That's there for another purpose. In fact, you're not allowed to even benefit from the Chanukah candles. But the great Geri Rebbe, the Sfas Emes, tells us something else. That Chanukah is a festival that is even there for the lowly people. Not the great Torah scholars, necessarily. Not the great leaders of the Jewish people. But everybody. We find another halakha that attests to this fact. And that is that on Chanukah, everybody has to fulfill the mitzvah of lighting the Chanukah candles or the Chanukah lantern. Afilu oni shebi Yisrael. Even a poor person amongst the Jewish people has to go out and beg in order to buy a candle or oil and a wick in order to light it. Chanukah is a festival that includes everybody, that embraces everybody. We have the Torah, and the Torah is something that's very lofty, but the Torah belongs to everybody. And there's a very famous verse in Mishlei and Proverbs that says, Kiner mitzvah v'Torah or. That a mitzvah is like a lantern, like a candle, and the Torah is a light. There is a difference between a lantern and light, but the comparison is there. And therefore, the sages tell us that when we light this tiny little flame on Chanukah, we can benefit in that we will acquire Torah. The sages tell us, in fact, that a person who is particular about the mitzvah of lighting Chanukah candles will have children who are great Torah scholars, even if they themselves are not a great Torah scholar. It is a festival that includes each and every person. And we see that the festival of Chanukah is unique in that it's 8 days long. 7, as the Maharal explains, is the number of this world. The world was created in 7 days. But 8 is the level that's above. In this world, you have lowly people, you have high people. But in Hashem's world, it's a different consideration. There's a famous story about a certain rabbi who almost passed away. And when he came to, his father said to him, "What did you see?" And he said, "I saw an upside-down world. Where I went was an upside-down world. The people who are great in this world were at the bottom in that world. And the people who are on the bottom in this world were at the top." And his father said to him, "You saw a true world." That's a true world. In Hashem's estimation, there's no lowly people, there's no high people. But if you're dedicated to what Chanukah represents, that Chanukah represents the light of the Torah over the darkness of the Greek culture that tried to snuff out that light. If you appreciate that, then even if you're a lowly person, Hashem lifts you up in the same way that the heat of the candles rises up. I wish you all a Chanukah Sameach.